and welcome back to another episode of KnuckleBalls. I'm your host, Ryan Robles. Joining me, as always, is my cousin, Tom Harkness. Tom, thank you. Thank you for being here. You always show up. I really appreciate that.
Thanks for having me, Ryan.
Oh, of course, man. I'm excited to be back. As you may have seen from our previous posts or video, however you saw it, we've released some new platforms. We're all over the place now. We're on Discord. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on X, Twitter. I call it Twitter still. I'm gonna
I
keep
still
calling
call
it
it Twitter too, and I'm with
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
yeah. Is it? Do people still call it tweets, or is it like?
I call it tweets. You're not taking that away from me. You can change it to X or
But
whatever.
what is the app? What does the app call it? Is it like an Xing?
It's just called X. That's what
Yeah,
they've
but like
changed it to now.
what is the act of posting now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said what is the
No, no,
app
no.
called? The act.
No,
I
no,
don't.
no, no, no. Like, yeah. Like, what does the app call it? I guess
I don't
because it
know.
used to be like I sent
Yeah.
a tweet. Are you still
I
sending a
still
tweet?
say I sent the tweet. Yeah. I mean, I feel like no matter what Elon or whoever's in charge of Twitter now, uh, it's still Elon, right? I don't pay attention
I
to
don't
that.
know. I have no
But
idea.
he
I didn't know who
bought it
owned
and
it
changed it
beforehand.
to X. Yeah, he bought it in like 2022 and changed it to X for whatever. I don't know
It's
why.
crazy.
Yeah,
All
it's
these
for
people buying
some
these things you can just
godforsaken
download for
reason.
free.
I'm still gonna call it tweets. I don't care, man. I mean, come after me if whatever nerd's in charge of Twitter, like or X now. I don't. It's not my business.
Yeah,
I'm calling it a tweet.
nerd.
You're not taking that away from me.
We
But
digress. We're
the nerds have
tweeting now.
taken away enough.
We're posting on Instagram. We're tweeting. We're TikToking. We're not
Yes.
dancing. Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. We have
We
to get a
will.
few
We
followers
will.
on TikTok before we
Yeah,
do.
we need people to. We're not just dancing for nobody, okay? So
Yeah,
more to
that's
come.
right.
More to come with
We're
the
not
dancing.
dancing for pennies.
But we're all over the place, and we're happy to be back. I'm happy to be back. I've missed baseball. Missed talking about baseball. Been watching
Yes.
baseball. Just had no one to talk to about it. It's very sad. Very sad, but here we are. Finally back, Tom. We're gonna
We're
not
back.
talk about the Yankees today. I think we're gonna
No,
focus on a different team in New York. But
we sure
first,
are.
we're going to take a look at the current standings. I'm going to start by going through the AL. It is 5:57 p.m. on a Sunday right now. What is the
Yep.
date? The 28th? Yeah, it's June 28th.
28th.
I think the only game that hasn't started is the Red Sox and Yankees.
That's
So there
right.
might be one or two differences by the time you see this and you actually look at the standings, but who cares? We're living in the now. We're living in the now. And as of now, we're going to start with the AL West, I believe. Leading the AL West with a 42-42 record. That's crazy. The AL is so bad.
It's such a mess.
A
It's
team
gross.
at 500, first place, Texas Rangers. Following it up, 42-43 is Seattle Mariners. Followed up by the Houston Astros, the No City Athletics, and the Los Angeles Angels. Moving on to the AL Central in first place with a 43-29 or 39 record, excuse me, the Chicago White Sox. That makes me really happy.
Yeah, good for them.
That
I
makes
mean,
me
they've
really
been
happy.
through hell the past few years.
They have been, and I'm happy to see them up here. Following them in second place is the Cleveland Guardians, Minnesota Twins, Detroit Tigers, and Kansas City Royals. Finish out the division there in the AL Central, and then our AL East. Tampa Bay Rays back on top. New York Yankees fall to second place after losing 3 straight games to the Red Sox. Toronto Blue Jays still sitting in third, while the Baltimore Orioles and Boston Red Sox try to figure it out in fourth and fifth place.
Yeah.
It's a weird
Good
one in
stuff.
the AL, Tom. It's really weird
It's
this year. I think
Yeah, it really stinks.
we have like 4 or 5 teams with positive run differentials.
Yeah,
The
the
only
AL is
team
just a
in
disgusting
the
mess.
AL West with a positive run differential is not in first place.
Yeah, no, repulsive.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
God,
even understand
the
that.
AL stinks this year. I don't. We're gonna
It's
do something for the All-Star game, and I just kind of wonder how bad is this All-Star game going to be
I
because
mean,
the
I'll tell
American
you,
League
I'm gonna
teams.
boycott the
Ugh,
All-Star game if Ben Rice or Nick Kurtz isn't starting over Vladimir Guerrero Jr. But that's another conversation for another day.
it certainly is, and it's one that we will have, I'm sure.
Oh, we will. We're gonna have to have it. But AL's garbage. Moving on.
You want to go
NL
NL
Tom.
now?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we take it to the NL and move it on over.
yeah. I mean,
I
why
mean,
not, right?
we're here. We
Seems
have we have it up in front of us. We
we
have
have
all the
the ability
technology.
to.
We have the
That's right.
knowledge. We
Yeah,
just
we
learned
have
how to read.
the MLB state. Yeah, I'm still working on the reading. The reading comprehension is coming
Yeah,
along, and
you're
hopefully,
doing so much better in your phonics every day.
it's taking the I'm trying
It's
to
really
take
good.
some big steps here, man. I mean, I'm like
You just
baby
got to sound
steps,
it
but
out.
at the same time, I've got to make some leaps and bounds, and hopefully we get to that point. Yeah, so I might, misspeak and have a couple names wrong here. No, I'm just kidding.
It's
Let's start with the NL West, right?
I'm here for this.
So Dodgers obviously in first place, 53 and 30, plus 150 on the run differential, Ryan. So pretty damn good there. And last I checked, they're in action against the San Diego
Yeah,
Padres, who are
they're playing. Are they?
second.
Are the Dodgers still winning?
Yeah, they're up 4-1 right now, middle of the
Oh,
sixth there. San Diego
it was
43 and
just 1-0
38,
last time I
second
saw.
in the NL West, 9 games back. That feels crazy, but again, the Dodgers are the Dodgers, so not too surprised by all of that. Arizona Diamondbacks are third in the division, 41 and 42. And then you have the San Francisco Giants and Colorado Rockies, two of the worst records in baseball. Giants 34 and 48 at the time of this posting, and the Rockies even worse, 33 and 51. Colorado, I mean, we talked about the White Sox, man, and how they've turned it around. We need to see Colorado have a good year. They lost 3-2 to the Twins today. They haven't put a competitive product out there since, I don't know, the days of Troy Tulowitzki. When was the last time the Rockies were good?
I I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no
that,
answer for you, man. It's
your
all a blur to me.
hesitation right there, gave me everything I needed to know. It's been quite some time. But yeah,
If I had to guess, I would say 2005.
well, they made the World Series in '07. They got swept by the Red Sox, but yeah, no, it's been
I
quite
guess
some
'07 would
time.
have been.
I want to say it's
Yeah.
like the last year, 2018. I remember they made the wild card, and won a wild card game against the Cubs, and I
Oh,
think that was the last time that they've been remotely competitive. So uh, hopefully for our friends in Colorado, they turn it around soon. Giants actually, by the way, leading the Atlanta Braves right now in the top of the eighth inning, 3-0. So
oh.
who knows? Braves have been pretty
I hope
damn
they
good
don't need a
this year.
pinch runner.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the
Could
Rafael
all fall
Devers
apart.
thing. Yeah, the Rafael Devers has found his way to infiltrate the hearts of another organization and really piss off some Giants fans with his antics. And I'm sure we'll be talking about that a little bit more as well. But let's jump to the NL Central really quickly. The Milwaukee Brewers looking good again, 50 and 31 on the year. Really feeling like they might be the best threat against the Dodgers in the National League this season. We'll see. I mean,
The
this is an
Miz, man.
interesting division. Yeah, 105.5. I think his pitch on Friday was clocked
So
at. That's
gross. It's
I've
so
never
gross
seen a
watching him
starter come
pitch.
close to touching that. And then his stuff is unhittable too. We saw what he did against the Yankees, and
He
he
could
does that
put
so
it any. The
routinely. It's incredible.
control he has at that velocity
Yeah,
is absurd.
it's
It
ridiculous.
is
It's
absurd.
absolutely insane what he can do. So fun team to watch, having another nice year in Milwaukee. Chicago Cubs. I think the last time we talked about the Cubs, they were. I mean, it's as we mentioned, it had been some time since we had done one of these. The Cubs had lost like 10 in a row or something.
Yeah, they were
Uh,
falling down.
Yeah, they were really sliding, but 8 games above 500 right now, and second in the Central at 46 and 38. The St. Louis Cardinals still hanging around at 43 and 38, but 7 games back in the division. But certainly, I don't know if I saw the Cardinals being a 500 team this year. They're playing a little above it right now, Ryan, halfway
I'd
through
say
the season.
they're playing
Pretty good.
extremely well. They've
Yeah, pretty good.
stayed in it. They haven't faltered too far back. They started the
Right.
season out really really hot, but they've stuck
Yes,
with it and they've stayed a competitive team.
they certainly have. And this
A
is the
minus
time
a
of year
minus 8 run differential with a
with a winning
531
record.
winning percentage. Yeah, with a winning
Right.
record. That's a pretty solid team right there.
indications that they may buy at the deadline, look for another bat. Who knows? If you stay above 500, I would imagine that they're going to be buying in St. Louis, which is funny because they traded Wilson Contreras and Sonny Gray to Boston. They've each
They're
been great for the Red Sox.
the
St.
moves
Louis,
they make then really matter.
right?
Like
Yeah,
what the Rockies do at the trade deadline. Yeah. What the
yeah,
Cardinals
they're
do,
gonna
it's gonna
sell
be.
and
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like the
exactly
Cardinals are looking to put a playoff team out there, and they
right.
have the
Yeah,
opportunity to do that.
you have to buy it. You have to buy in the right ways. So we'll see what St. Louis does. Definitely a team that we should look into further as we sort of delve into that sort of uh, trade deadline time of year, which is rapidly approaching it, and we'll have more on that, as you said, Ryan, in a later episode. Just wrapping up the Central quickly, the Pirates 42-42 right now, and the Reds 39-43. It feels like since he's kind of fluctuated between like a couple games over 500, a couple games below 500. So they made the playoffs last year as the final wild card. They lost to the Pirates today, 9-4. Seems like maybe they could compete, but at the same time, they have some work to do. It's really going to be an interesting division, the Central, because you've got 5 teams that could all be buyers at the deadline.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Reds, it just seems like they can't get the rhythm together. And then
Yeah,
the Pirates, they're finally hitting, finally giving the starting pitching some runs to work with. But then now their bullpen's not there,
their
and that's
bullpen's
just
not there at all.
and it's just one not one thing, it's the other. And they're still sticking around though. Like you said, this NL Central, the Brewers aside, all pretty neck and neck.
Yeah, I would imagine that we see at least
You know
one wild
this
card come out of this
this
division, and
could
who
flip
knows who it's going
completely
to be.
around in a week or two. So
Definitely
a lot to
could.
watch
Yeah,
for.
yeah, definitely could, and it's really intriguing. Again, just going back to what we said about the Cardinals. These teams have decisions to make, and you've got about 2 weeks to make these decisions. Are you going in this season, or are you maybe pulling the plug a little? I don't want to say pulling the plug because that indicates a fire sale, and I don't think any of these teams are going to blow it up and start from ground zero. But I think that these teams have some difficult conversations to have over the next few weeks, and that's where things get really interesting. So, fun division to watch. Certainly something we'll be keeping an eye on. And then I want to jump over to the National League East. Mention the Braves currently trailing San Francisco late in this game on Sunday,
San
but
Diego.
San
Sorry.
Diego.
No, San Francisco. I was just saying
Oh, okay,
things
gotcha,
like
gotcha.
Anchorman. I don't
Okay,
know. Just ignore me.
I thought
Ignore
I
me.
was
I
going
forgot I was on a
crazy
mic.
because
Forgot I'm mic'd up. Just leave me be. I'm just
yeah, I was like,
carry
oh, I'm
on.
getting
We'll edit
my
that out
messing up things here.
in production,
That's all
maybe,
right.
probably, probably not. Who knows? We'll see. Carry on.
Who knows? Well, let's say, but yeah, Braves 49-32. We've talked about them before. Really nice bounce back year. They were 76-86 last season. They've found their way back to the top of the NL East. The Phillies, we talked about. We've definitely touched on their slow start this year. The managerial change they made, going from Rob Thompson, firing Rob Thompson, and then bringing in Don Mattingly to be their manager. And now they're 10 games over 500, 47-37, looking like a really good team, and just 3.5 games back in the
Donnie
division. I mean,
Baseball.
you've got a series. Yeah, Donnie Baseball's still doing it, man.
Why is
I,
he not a Yankees manager?
I
Whatever.
mean, I think that we're asking the wrong people. You and I would both say that he should be, but the upper brass in New York decides that Aaron Boone is still capable of being the manager,
Whatever.
which, based on the series against the Red Sox, I certainly um, have my doubts about. You should be surprised. I have my doubts about Aaron Boone. But anyways, Miami, the Marlins had such a red hot start to the year. Then they really just fell off the wagon, but they're kind of creeping back
Eight and
into
two
it
in their
now.
last 10.
8-2 in their last 10, 44-40 overall. Again, 6.5 back in the division right now. Not the worst thing in the world when you think about it. I mean, we've got a lot of baseball to be played if you're on the right side of 500. You should
Only half
certainly
a game
be
back in
thinking
the
about
wild card.
improvements. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. There are wild cards at hand for these teams as well. So if you just keep on winning, you never know who you could be jumping in that pecking order. The Washington Nationals are a game above 500 at 43 and 42, and that brings us to the subject of today's episode, the New York Mets, which it
It's
just
another
feels like it
Mets.
goes bad to
It
worse. 40,
they keep giving
34
us
and
stuff to talk about.
35 and 49 on the year. I can't even get the record out, man. I'm so flabbergasted looking at it. To be quite honest with you, I didn't think that we were going to be going back to a Mets episode. We had one when they had lost 12 in a row earlier this year. And then they actually bounced back. I think they won like 11 of 16 immediately following that. And it was like, okay, wait a second. Juan Soto's healthy. This team's back on track. Maybe they get up to 500 ball, but no, it's bottomed out again. It's a complete mess in Queens. And Ryan, I'm going to leave it for you to pick up from there.
It's just tough, Tom. It's just a tough watch. If you had told me, without saying the word Mets, if you had told me, hey, there's going to be a baseball team this season, it's going to have Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto, Bo Bichette, Marcus Simeon, who's the Edwin Diaz? Is that the right name? I just
Edwin Diaz is with the Dodgers now.
so yeah. Okay, sorry, they got rid of him. Who's their pitcher?
Which
McLean.
one?
McLean, the nice
Nolan
starter who's like,
McLean. Oh, Nolan
yeah,
McLean. Yeah, if they
yeah.
made the
I don't know
trade for
why
Freddie
I thought of the wrong
Peralta.
pitcher. If you told me those guys are all going to be on a team and they're going to be last place in their division, I'd be like, what? No way. You're going
Yeah,
to have offense
yeah.
like that, a starting pitching like that, and they're not going to at least be second, third, fighting for like a wild card. It doesn't make any sense to me. It
No, it
doesn't make
doesn't.
any sense, and it hurts to watch it. I was watching, I think it was the game on Friday against the Phillies. Were they playing the Friday
Yes,
against the
they did.
Phillies?
Yep.
Yeah, and they lost that one. Am I making that up?
They're 1-2 since the news that came down earlier on Friday, which we haven't jumped into yet, the firing of manager Carlos
Mm-hmm.
Mendoza. Um,
Mm-hmm.
now you
Mm.
got me looking for it. Yeah, okay. So they lost 2-1 on Friday, and then they won 6-2 yesterday. I had it flip flopped. I had them winning on Friday and losing on Saturday, so I would have been wrong if I answered without
Ah,
checking that.
it's just a tough watch, and like you said, we hadn't gotten there yet. They had to let go of their manager Mendoza. I mean, Stern has to blame someone other than himself, and Mendoza, you're the guy. They're not going to fire Juan Soto. They owe him too much money. They can't.
Right. Yeah.
But now I think Juan Soto's back on the IL. Is he back yet?
He's back. Yeah.
He's back. All right. So but he just left right after Lindor got back. Right. It's just a constant revolving door of these injuries for their star players. I think I saw Simeon leave a game the other day for back problems.
Yes.
It's just no, they can't ever have their like actual starting nine, whatever their starting nine is. I still don't know what position Bo Bichette plays on the team, but like out on the field, healthy and clicking ever.
Yeah.
And this,
No,
it just feels. I'd feel to be a
it
Mets fan
does.
right now, man. It flabbergasts me. The more I look at it, the more I just can't understand. And we said this at the beginning. I still don't understand what their like game plan is with their team. Like I don't like I feel like they just bought a bunch of names in the offseason instead of thinking about where they were going to be playing on the field, and it shows.
No, I'm with you. I mean, I think the biggest thing that I look at with the Mets is, well, Pete Alonso. They sort of let him just go out the door without having any sort of plan B, because Brett Beatty wasn't going to work at first, or Mark Vientos, or whoever else you wanted to put over there. And the Simeon thing, I actually, just wanted to backtrack on that. He's on the 10-day IL with the left hip flexor strain. Soto had the back issue.
Okay,
So
thank you.
Soto's been day to day with the back, and Simeon was put on the IL with the hip flexor. So I'm just want to correct myself there. But yeah, to your point, Ryan, it feels very positionless. I think they've gotten some production out of some guys that I maybe didn't think would produce as much this year. Like Carson Bench has been really nice for them in the outfield, but
This is true.
then it's been so underwhelming in so many other ways. And I'll be honest, right? So when I think about the Mets and I think about Juan Soto, who signs this $765 million deal, right after the 2024 season with the Yankees to come to Queens. If I'm Juan Soto, I'm hitting 300 this year. Like I'm having a really good year. I finished top 3 in MVP voting each of the past 2 seasons. Once with the Yankees and then last year with the Mets. I'm coming off of back-to-back 40 plus homer seasons, 100 plus RBIs each year, and I'm like, this is where we're at. Uh, I'm kind of shell shocked because remember, Ryan, around this time last year, I think it was June 12th of 2025, the Mets had the best record in baseball at 45 and 24. They're on pace to be a 106 win team. They end that year going 38 and 55 and missing the playoffs. Like missing the playoffs altogether after being 21 games above 500. That's incredible to think about. And now you go into this year, and sure, I mean, I don't want to say that Juan Soto has been the perfect example of a guy that's always on the field because again, he missed time earlier this year. Now he's got this back issue going on. So there is some blame that he has to pick up. But you're also still the best player, so you get a little bit of leeway. And I'm kind of looking at this organization sideways, and I'm like, okay, so we had a terrible back half of our summer last year, and we never got it going this year. And I have to be here for how long, regardless of how much you're paying me? No, I don't want to be a part of this.
Who's gonna pay him?
Well, no, I know they're not ever going to trade him or anything like that. I mean,
I don't know
the
who's gonna
only
be
way that
like.
he's leaving Queens is like if
Is
some
he's
team
either
throws the
going
entire
down the
farm.
street. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
either going down the street or across to LA, I feel like.
yeah, he's and that'll never happen. I mean, it would cost so much, right? Especially at this time. He's 27 years old and he's again hitting 300 through what is, I guess, an injury-riddled campaign for him. So he's still one of the most valuable players in baseball, and the Mets are never going to give that up. But I'd be a little concerned if I were Juan Soto. I'd be a little concerned if I were a Mets fan about what's the general direction of this team because Jonah Tong, who was another one of those young pitchers that we saw at the end of last season, he looks kind of washed down to AAA right now. You mentioned they really went all in on the team this year. The Freddie Peralta trade this offseason, signing Bo Bichette, and nothing has worked. They just, nothing's clicking with this group. And then, like Luke Weaver and Devin Williams, who tried to beef up the pen after Edwin Diaz leaves and nothing sticks with the Mets. And if I'm a fan, if I'm a player, I'm concerned because this looks really bad right now.
It does. It does. The pitching doesn't look great. It just doesn't seem like there's any plan. Like there's
No,
like what's the owner's name?
Steve Cohen.
Cohen. Cohen hasn't been tweeting. He used to tweet out to the Mets like every day. All the
Yeah.
fans be like, "Hey fans, we got this." I haven't seen
Now he's
people.
radio silent.
It
Yeah.
was
It
radio
feels
silent. The team, when you watch them, it doesn't. They don't. There's something off. There's something off. It doesn't click. It doesn't seem like anyone's comfortable with each other, with being there. And like then you watch the errors they make, the way they lose games. It's just like so much like mental stuff, like so much weird. Not oh, I'm a bad baseball. Like I just like no one's thinking. Like what are you doing? And it just doesn't make sense. And I don't see anything. I don't think this firing of Mendoza is going to like light a fire under this team and rally them together. It doesn't strike me as this is the team or the type of group of guys to play like that. And
yeah.
it's just I like trade deadlines coming up at this point in the season. Like no one ever wants to say throwing in the towel or whatever, but like they're not. I can't foresee them bringing any pieces that's going to create a run where they come back into this postseason picture here.
No.
It,
No, yeah, it's over. Or at least
I,
this year it's over.
but who are they going to be selling? Like that's what it is. Is I feel like they're going to be selling some probably big names that they are going to look pretty dumb for parting ways because they went out there and made moves that just didn't really make sense, and there's no positive that I'm seeing from the season
There's no
where I'm like,
positive.
oh, you proved us wrong. You proved us wrong, and now they got to go kind of sell all those pieces and turn back to this. And it's not we're Yankees fans. We crap on the Mets all the time. They're New York baseball fans. They're not idiots. They might cheer for the wrong New
No,
York team, but they're not idiots. Like, I
right.
don't think any Mets fan looked at this roster this offseason and were like, oh, yeah, this is it. Like, I talked to a few of them, like, just head scratching when they got rid of like cornerstone pieces. Obviously, like, I don't
Yeah,
know if they're
exactly.
captains. Cornerstone players like Nimmo, who's on the A's now, just spacing on his
McNeil,
name.
Jeff McNeil. Yeah,
McNeil. You get rid of Pete Alonso, the statue guys from your franchise, and you don't have a plan.
right.
It's just crazy. I feel
Yeah.
like you're gonna start seeing empty seats at Mets games. It's gonna get. I don't know where this team goes. Like, I don't know how they come back next season and are a winning baseball team again, because they're gonna have to part ways with a lot of these pieces to go build anything and bring in any new traction. And I just don't see it. This is going to be like a climb up for Juan Soto and his long contract that he has here.
Oh, of course. No, and to be honest with you, Ryan, here's how I see it. I think this is going to usher in a complete and utter reset for the Mets. You're going to have Soto, of course, as your building block because you're not going to be you're not going to be able to move him in two fronts. One, the contract is a lot, but I think any team, the Yankees, the Dodgers, would be more than willing to pay that from an ownership standpoint because of the player. That, the Yankees have already been willing to foot the bill for Juan Soto, even if it was just for one season. But that's just not going to happen. You have to throw so much, and you really need the Mets to be desperate to move on, or you need Soto to come and say, "Hey, I don't see a path forward." And I think it's just like, yeah, if I'm Soto, I have an eyebrow raised right now and thinking, okay, here's how the first 2 years in Queens have gone. But I'm not going to ownership. I'm not knocking down doors and being like, I need to get out of here. Not yet, at least.
No,
But I think the Mets do need to figure out where do we go from here? Because all this stuff about Ronnie Mauricio and Brett Beatty and Mark Vientos, it hasn't worked. These young players just haven't worked. And you talked about a really good point here, Ryan. They traded away three cornerstone guys, or I'm sorry, they let three cornerstone guys go,
yeah,
and
they didn't even get
McNeil,
anything in
Beatty,
return
and
for them.
Alonso. Yeah, I mean, like Marcus Simeon, that is not an
Well,
attractive
okay,
piece
yeah.
at this point in time. But that's what I'm agreeing with you there. That's not much, if anything, to be quite honest, and it doesn't fit the Mets' needs to the extent that they thought it did. You're essentially ushering out Jeff McNeil for Marcus Simeon, and I know they were separate transactions, but the sentiment remains Simeon coming in and playing second base as opposed to McNeil. What kind of trade-off
It,
is that?
it's
Letting
it's
Pete Alonso go,
they're just
the Edwin
very
Diaz
similar
thing.
players. Letting Pete Alonso
Yeah,
go, that's negative
that
trade off.
doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I want to just
That
ask you
you're
this, Ryan.
35 runs at least a year.
Yeah, no, it 100% is. But I want to ask you this because I just want to go through the Mendoza really quickly. So 206 and 199, 206 wins, 199 losses as the Mets manager over the past few seasons. The thing that really intrigues me is they started off slow in 2024, and then they played like 600 baseball the rest of the way. They take the Dodgers to 6 games of the National League Championship Series, the aforementioned 45 and 24 start to last season before that monumental collapse. Just like put this into perspective, right? The Mets over his final 174 games as a manager. So June 13th through the rest of the regular season last year, throughout up to June 26th of this season. That's 174 games. They were 72 and 102, 30 games under 500. I don't think that's a managerial thing to the extent that Mets fans want it to be. I think this is a matter of
No,
who's on the field and who's pushing buttons in the front office. I think David Stearns is a really good GM. It has not worked. It hasn't worked. That's how I see it.
I it's that exactly. I don't think this is a managerial as big of a managerial issue as possible. Have I heard some random Mendoza things that I'm like, weird,
Sure. Right.
weird. But the managers, at the end of the day, have to go put a team out there with what they have. They don't make the trades. They don't sign the guys. I'm sure they have talks and whatnot and play a part in it. But like Mendoza got what, 3 third basemen, no first baseman, 2 shortstops,
Exactly.
and a second baseman,
It's all
and an
roster
outfielder.
construction.
I don't know what and then like I don't know what you really wanted him to do with it. They don't. Like I didn't look like the reason we get so mad at Booney is because I look at Booney and I go, why is Caballero our starting shortstop playing in left field?
Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Like we have the bodies to put a left fielder in left field, put our shortstop back at shortstop.
Exactly.
That's a managerial issue. If Aaron Boone looked at his bench and all he had was 14 third basemen, I'd understand if there was a third baseman playing left field. What are you going to do about it? That's not his fault.
Yeah.
But greatest record of all time, and that's no. But you saw what he could bring that team to go do with the right pieces in place. They had a pretty scary team when they were in the postseason in 2024.
Yeah, 2024.
They started that next year out when they add Juan Soto to that, and they start that season out.
You saw it. They were 21 games above 500. Exactly.
Whatever happened that created this downward thing is a mix of something going on in that locker room because there's a vibe there. There's a weird vibe.
Yeah, there's a stench or something. These guys don't trust each other. They don't want to play with each other.
I don't think it's even in each other. They don't trust this organization. It'd be so hard for me to feel safe at work if my coworker was Pete Alonso and they didn't even try to keep him.
That's fair. That's a good point. Really good point. Yeah. I mean, because you knew he was going to have a market. You knew that he wanted to stay a Met, and you didn't even give him a competitive offer. Is this
organization trying to win? Is my question.
Yeah.
And what does it matter? Because no matter how hard I try or play here, it's not enough for an offer for Pete Alonso. So what am I going to do?
What am I going to do? No, that's a good point.
Sit back and take my money. I don't know. It's a weird vibe there. And the more I see of it, the more I just scratch my head, man.
No, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I'm right there with you. And it feels like one of the biggest things is, can you blame Carlos Mendoza for really the injury luck they've had over these last few years? I mean, there was a big trade this offseason as well, one that we haven't mentioned yet, with Luis Robert Jr. and the White Sox. He's been on the 60-day injured list. Yeah, they just can't keep a healthy team out there. And that's been the case really throughout the past few years with the Mets, but especially this year more than ever. I saw a stat the other day, Ryan. They are 3-16 in games.
Who's in charge of their
Juan Soto does not play.
That's who should get fired.
Yeah, no, uproot the strength and conditioning, department, and then if that doesn't work, start thinking about uprooting upper management. If I'm Steve Cohen, David Stearns is a great baseball mind, did a wonderful job with the Brewers for a number of years. It isn't working here. It hasn't worked to the extent that you thought it was going to. And you can look back to when you were 21 games above 500 and say, look, when everything's flowing, here's what we can be. But just the second half of last year and the entirety of the season should tell us something.
I think you give a guy like Stearns, Cohen money to go spend, and it puts you in a spot like this because he sees name tags, he sees marketing, he sees merchandising, and he sees butts in seats to see this guy play. He doesn't look at, but we didn't need another shortstop. Our star player and everyone's favorite player is a shortstop.
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
Oh, we didn't need another middle infielder. We just got one. But it doesn't. Someone needs to answer those questions. Someone needs to put a baseball team together for their manager to manage, and someone needs to keep them healthy too. And I don't know how that works, but y'all got to drink your milk, stretch, because you keep getting on the IL, and I don't know how that helps.
No, 100%, Ryan. I mean, if you're going to keep guys like Brett Brady and Ronnie Mauricio and Francisco Alvarez and whoever else you want to employ, why are we looking at getting upgrades over them at those positions? Just move them off the roster. It doesn't make sense for me because then you're just trying to, oh, let's try Brett Beatty at first for a day. Let's try, Ronnie Mauricio at short. It doesn't. That seems so nonsensical.
They got to bring in
Just get
talent
rid of
they
the
need,
guys.
not talent you want. That's all it is.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
They got to go pain point, figure that out. I don't know. It's someone else's job now. It's someone else's job. I don't want it. I don't want that job. Seems.
Well, they're gonna leave
seems
it
like
to
no
the
fun.
nerds. Everything's left to the nerds nowadays. So, the Mets will just rely on the nerds as every other team in baseball chooses to, and we'll see how it works. Yeah, it's all an analytics-based thing. And look, I love numbers as much as the next guy, but I think sometimes you just need to have some common sense, and you need to say, okay, if we have 15 players on our roster that play middle infield or whatever it is, come on.
Yes.
Come on. Let's just stick to traditional baseball when the game asks for you to be a traditionalist.
I agree. Sorry, I got the laptop's dying on me. I think that's a sign, Tom, if I've ever seen one. That we could ramble about this forever. It's gonna be like a Rubik's Cube for them to go figure out, but we're not getting paid, so we're not gonna sit here and figure it out. We just wanted to call out that there's a problem. And
there is a big one.
I don't know what they're gonna do to fix it, but it's a tough watch down there in Queens. And I don't know. I never thought I'd say this, but I maybe we do see Juan Soto in a different uniform before this contract's up.
I would start thinking
maybe
about
we
it
do.
for him. I mean, I would start talking with my agent and being like, "This looks like it's gonna go bad," and
and even for the Mets, not even a Juan Soto thing. Like if I'm the Mets, like how many of our current pieces can we actually go trade and still have a good team left? You know what I mean? Juan Soto's one piece that could bring in a lot. So
could certainly
I don't know.
bring in the Hall.
I don't know. Those are conversations for them to have and us to just ponder about.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better.
All right. Well, knuckleballers, that's it for today's episode. We're going to be back, I believe, hopefully tomorrow, Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday,
Fingers
this week,
crossed,
early this week. And this time, this promise is real. I made a promise last time that we were going to be doing this more often, and it's a real promise this time. Because last time, you couldn't see it, but I had my fingers crossed. But this time, they're like this. I promise. Look at that. See? No crossing. No crossing. Not going to show you my toes.
Fingers crossed. I'm crossing everything.
Okay, so Tom lied to you.
No, I'm saying fingers crossed. We're back for good. This is a positive fingers crossed.
Oh, okay. I was talking about breaking a promise. So we're talking about the different kinds of things. Oh, Tom's doing a different kind of cross. He was going index under. I was going index over. Different kinds of crosses.
I see.
I think. I don't think that's actually a thing. I made that up, but I liked it, so run with that.
Let us know in the chat.
I'm not lying. We'll be back. I promise. Bye, everybody. Bye, Grandma. Thanks for watching. Love you.